Now, sprinklers offer major benefits in the safety of occupants. Now, logically, it should be possible to dispense with most other fire protection measures when a very good system, a reliable system, is put in. Now, it's not the case. Why? What do people say? What if it don't work? What if it don't work? Well, what if a fire door don't work then? Yeah, you've got an 18-metre corridor, dead end. You've got passive protection fire doors. Has that ever happened? Yeah, people say to you, what if the fire doors don't work? Let's look at reliability statistics. Now, these figures here show you the reliability of sprinklers. And as you can see, it's between 85 to 100%. And this is based on research back as far as 1969. I mean, this is, goes quite far back now. And generally, another thing on reliability, did you know that 62.3% of reported fires were controlled by a single sprinkler head? In other words, they're designed for more to go off, but most fires are put out by one. 96.3% of reported fires were put out by 10 or fewer heads. In other words, they don't all go off, even if there's a major fire. That's how reliable sprinklers are. Sprinklers, good figure for sprinkler reliability is 90% minimum. However, if the definition of reliability is if it's designed correctly, the figure is improved. Yeah? You're looking at 99% reliable. That's how good they are. And that's renowned in the industry. They're not made up figures. Now, did you know there is some fire door surveys? They've got people to go around checking fire doors to see if they're closed properly. And they found that fewer than 50% would have functioned as intended due to wear and tear and the fact they didn't close properly. Now, hold open devices do improve this reliability. Now, in colleges and places like that, they're holding open the doors, yeah, and the corridors, in hotels as well, on door guards or magnets, so the alarm goes off, they're shut. Now, they are improving the reliability. What's the problem? Well, if it's not fitted correctly, what happens is the door will twist. So the doors are twisted. In other words, the self-closer thing is actually making now that all doors are twisting, so they're not shutting properly. I mean, I went to a care home, and they've got a progressive horizontal evacuation strategy, very, very important with these fire doors, that they fulfil the function. Now, when I got there, there's a brand new fire doors in the corridors, for means of escape. And I said to the guy, that's not a fire door. He said, it is. I said, it's not. He said, it's got a blue sign in it saying fire door. There was an inch gap. Fire door, an inch gap all the way down. I said, look, there's an inch gap down. That's not a fire door. He said, yes, but it's got an intermittent strip. I said, well, that expands at 100 to 300 degrees, and it don't pop out an inch. In other words, these fire doors are being fitted by a chimp. Some idiot had fit some fire doors, and he called them fire doors. And this is in a building with phased evacuation, or a progressive horizontal evacuation. In other words, the compartmentation. Now, that's what I'm trying to say is, fire doors are not generally as reliable as sprinklers are. Now, let's look at some cases. Centre Parks, I don't know if you remember the Centre Parks fire. It was in April 2002. They had a loss of operation for 15 months. That cost Centre Parks a lot of money. Yeah, it burnt down the park where the pool was. Now, the fire safety design operated as expected, and everyone got out. Because straight away, the Centre Parks people went to the architects, designers and building control and said, hey, our Centre Parks are just burnt down. And they said, did everyone get out? They said, yeah, they all got out. They said, well, there you go then. In other words, it met building regulations for life safety, but not property protection. That's what you've got to remember. And that's what your clients got to remember. That building, people will get out, but it might burn down. You've lost business continuity. That cost them a lot of money. They didn't realise that. All they thought was it met building regulations, it's safe. It is. It's safe for people, but not asset or business protection. In other words, you've got to consider now how important is that business to you. And do you know what they did? They went out and sprinklered all of them. All the Centre Parks now, all the main areas are sprinklered. And Oasis up the road, they were their main competition. They got all their clients. So what did? They took them over and they sprinkled them. In other words, now they've realised the value of sprinklers.